Hello friends, welcome you all. Today we are going to discuss the second part of the new government schemes for agricultural development. In the previous lecture we have discussed some schemes of agricultural development or the schemes which are framed to develop in the agricultural sector. Different schemes we have discussed in the previous lecture. First scheme was I just take the review of last lecture because the sake of continuation purpose, and then we will discuss seven more schemes continuing with the last lecture. So the first scheme was Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi Yojana. In this scheme we have seen that the 6,000 rupees per year government is going to provide to the farmers. Next scheme is Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. This is the scheme for agricultural insurance, and here the 1.5% farmers have to pay, and 5% for commercial and horticultural crops, and remaining premium shared by the central and state government. Next scheme was Pradhan Mantri Kisan Mandhan Yojana. In these schemes, 3,000 rupees pension government will provide to the farmers on attaining the age of 60, and the premium or the monthly contribution is 55 to 200 rupees depending on their age of entry. This is the pension yojana. Agricultural labor and agricultural sector comes under the unorganized sector, and first time the government introducing the pension scheme for the unorganized sector. uh, so this is the scheme PM Kisan Mandan scheme. Next is Kisan Credit Card. It is old scheme. We have seen that in the 1998 this scheme started, mostly for providing instant credit to the farmers. Pashu Kisan Credit Card Scheme. Credit card scheme, it is specially designed to those who are involved, the farmers involved in animal husbandry sector, and to purchase the livestock, and those farmers who want to purchase the cow, buffalo, goat, etc. Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana. This scheme is implemented to improve the soil health as well as organic matter content, and to boost the net income of the farmers by increasing the productivity of soil and land. Next scheme we have seen Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. In this scheme, the different sources provided for to increase the irrigation of agricultural sector, to accelerate the irrigation benefits to the farmers. Different components we have seen: Har Khet Ko Pani, watershed, per drop, and more crop, etc. Next scheme we have discussed in the previous lecture, dairy and national agricultural market. That is the one market created for, that is e-market, electronically market created, that is called Enam, for whole nation. And the farmers can see the prices of their agricultural production which are going into whole the country, and can sell there. Next is a dairy entrepreneurship development scheme. Under this scheme, it is the scheme which is specially designed for the venture capital scheme for dairy and poultry, and mostly to boost the production of milk, and to increase the income of farmers. Then next scheme is neem coated urea. It is for manure. It is the scheme to increase the fertility of land by reducing cost of fertilizer, and because neem coated urea slows down the release of fertilizer and make it available to the crop in an effective manner. So the entire quantity of domestically manufactured and imported urea is now neem coated. So neem coated urea is special scheme. Next scheme is soil health card scheme. Soil health card scheme was launched in 2015 in order to help the state government to issue soil health card to the farmers. On this soil health card, they mention the quality of the soil, ingredients of the soil, and which manure or which content farmers should provide to the crops so that the crops can grow and give the more production. Next is rain-fed area development program. It is a special scheme which is designed to improve quality of lives of farmers, especially small and marginal farmers, by giving completely package of activities to maximize farm returns. It also helps in increasing agricultural productivity of rain-fed area in a sustainable way by adopting suitable farming system based approaches. Next scheme we have discussed, National Mission for Sustainable Agriculture. Under in this scheme, it is aimed at promoting sustainable agriculture via climate change adaptation measures, boosting agricultural productivity, especially in rain-fed areas, and focusing on irrigated farming, soil health management, and synergizing resource conservation. So under this scheme, these are the points which are covered, implemented. That is rain-fed area development program, then submission on agroforestry, soil health management, Paramparagat Krishi Yojana, etc. Next scheme we have discussed, that is livestock insurance scheme. This is scheme aimed at providing protection mechanism to farmers as well as cattle, and the insurance for their animals, cow, buffalo, or other livestock or dairy animals. Next is micro irrigation fund. It is created by the NABARD, and to increase the micro irrigation, NABARD have prepared this scheme. The main objective of this micro irrigation fund is to facilitate the states in mobilizing the resources for expanding coverage of micro irrigation. Next is National Scheme on Welfare of Fishermen. This is specially designed to assist the fishers for construction of their houses, community hall, etc. So National Scheme on Welfare of Fishermen, it is designed only to help the fishermen. Next scheme is on the training of fisheries and extension. And one more scheme we have discussed, that is agricultural contingency plan. It was mainly prepared for the dry land agriculture, then to protect the farmers from the to tackle the aberrant monsoon situations, drought and floods problems, extreme events like heat waves, cold waves, frost, hailstorm, cyclone, etc., which adversely affect the crops and livestock, fisheries, including horticulture. So agricultural contingency plans includes the 614 districts on the portal of the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. So these schemes we have discussed in the previous lecture. I have just taken the review. Now we are going to discuss the next 7 schemes. First is National Watershed Development Project for Rain-fed areas. This scheme of National Watershed Development Project for rain-fed areas was launched in 1990-91 based on twin concepts of integrated watershed management and sustainable farming. Sustainable farming means to give the promotion to organic farming, and sustaining the soil health, and the sustaining the productivity of agriculture. Using the use of chemical reduced here in the sustainable farming, and organic use of manure and all other things increased in this sustainable farming. The aim of this scheme is to conservation, development and sustainable management of natural resources, enhancement of agricultural production and productivity in sustainable manner, restoration of ecological balance in degraded and fragile rain-fed ecosystem by greening these areas through appropriate mix of trees, shrubs and grasses. Next is a reduction in regional disparity between irrigated and rain-fed areas, etc. There is the huge disparity between the irrigated and unirrigated rain-fed area. So this scheme aims to reduce the regional disparity between irrigated and rain-fed areas. Creation of sustained employment opportunities for the rural community, including the landless. Creating the employment opportunities who don't have land to cultivate, and especially for agricultural labors. Next scheme is National Mission for Sustainable Agriculture. NMSA is one of the 8 missions under the National Action Plan on Climate Change. It aims at promoting sustainable agriculture through climate change adaptation measures, enhancing agricultural productivity, especially in rain-fed areas, and focusing on integrated farming. Then this scheme also promote the soil health management by adopting organic farming sustainable measures, and synergizing resource conservation, natural resource conservation. NMSA as a pragmatic intervention caters to mission deliverable that focuses mainly on conservation agriculture to make a farm sector more productive, sustainable, remunerative, means the remuneration from agricultural sector will be increased, and climate resilient by promoting location specific integrated composite farming system. Under this system, rain-fed area development is being implemented by RFS division. Soil health management is being implemented by INM division. Submission on agroforestry is being implemented by NRM division. Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana is being implemented by INM division. Soil and Land Use Survey of India being implemented by RFS division. National Rain-Fed Area Authority being implemented by this RFS division. Mission Organic Value Chain Development in Northeastern region. Then National Center of Organic Farming, Central Fertilizer Quality Control and Training Institute. These schemes are implemented under this National Mission for Sustainable Agriculture. Next scheme is Gramin Bandharan Yojana. Under these schemes, many work has done in rural areas. The small rivers and small natural resource water resources have developed, and the water storation capacity is created at a rural level. The objective of this scheme is create a scientific storage capacity with allied facilities in rural areas to meet the requirement of farmers for storing farm produce, processed farm produce and agricultural inputs. Promotion of grading, standardization and quality control of agricultural produce to improve their marketability, and prevent distress sale immediately after harvest by providing the facility of pledged financing and marketing credit by strengthening agricultural marketing infrastructure in the country. Under these schemes, generally farmers what does, After the harvesting, they need the money, and they sell their production immediately. And sometimes they don't have the storing capacities for their production. So here, to meet the requirement of farmers for storing farm produce, processed farm produce, and agricultural input, then promoting upgrading, standardization, quality control, this scheme provides um, the sufficient requirement things to the farmers. Next scheme is solar pumps. Solar water pumps scheme for farmers in Maharashtra is launched by the state government of Maharashtra. Under the state government scheme, beneficiaries are supposed to get solar pumps at a highly subsidized rate, and farmers have to pay just 5% of the pump's total cost. The Maharashtra government ambitious scheme of installing 5 lakh solar agricultural pumps across the state for farmers. The government has given a contract for at least 10,000 solar pumps to install in the pilot phase. One solar pump cost between 3 and rupees 5 lakh depending on the horsepower. This scheme is applicable for all districts in Maharashtra state. To get benefit from this scheme, a farmer has to have a land holding smaller than 5 acres. So those who have the land less than 5 acres, they will get the benefit of this scheme. But the problem here is, when the land holding is small, then farmers tend to ignore the irrigation of the land, and they do not afford such a costly instruments in their farm. So this is the fault of this. But government have the very nice schemes, because it provides the highly subsidized rate. They provides the solar pumps at a very highly subsidized rate. Next scheme is entrepreneurial development of women farmers. Women are involved mostly in the horticulture activities, and there is a need that these women be organized by making self-help groups and providing them training in different horticultural activities. They should be empowered and be involved in decision making at the household level. To develop the entrepreneurship capacity or skills among the women, this scheme is designed mostly for women farmers. Crop improvement program. The government is providing this scheme for the benefit of farmers, under which comes the plans such as quality seed multiplication and distribution, vegetable development project, crop protection, ginger development, seed potato development, etc. So how to develop the crops and increase the productivity of farm, this scheme have developed. Next scheme is flood protection works. The government is making strenuous efforts to protect private properties and cultivable land by providing emergent flood protection measures in the shape of embankment, spurs, wire cracks, etc. The flood management and anti-erosion schemes are planned, investigated, and implemented by the state government with their own resources as per priority within the state. The union government renders technical guidance. Flood is the major problem in the various part of the country, but government have framed such a scheme that it will help the flood affected areas and the flood affected farmers. and union government have provided technical guidance and support, and it is the scheme implemented by the state government with their own resources and with their own cost as per the priority within the state. Next scheme is oil seed multiplication and distribution. The Department of Agriculture owns 25 seed multiplication farms where foundation seed of Kharif and Rabi crops are produced annually. About 3,000 to 500 to 4,000 quintals seed of cereals, pulses and vegetables are produced. Further, about 1 lakh quintals of certified seeds of various crops are distributed to the farmers in the state. So these are the quality seed program is implemented because the production of agricultural sector or the productivity of agricultural sector is mainly depend on the quality of the seed. When green revolution implemented at that time, the focus was also on the quality seeds and high yield varieties given to the farmers, genetically modified seeds, and the seeds which are mainly prepared in the laboratories given to the farm, and these high yield varieties given the increase in the production of farmers. So this scheme is very important. Annually about 3,000 to 3,500 to 4,000 quintals of cereal, pulses and vegetables are produced, and 1 lakh quintals of certified seed of various crops are distributed to the farmers in the state under this scheme. Next is after green, white and golden, it's time for blue. Means what is the meaning of this statement? The meaning of this statement is after green means green revolution, after white means milk revolution, and after golden means after the oil seed revolution. It's time for blue. Blue means for fisheries. So these are the component of agricultural sector. Green revolution, white revolution means the milk revolution, golden means in the sector of oil seeds, and now it's time for the blue means for the fisheries. The Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, that is CCEA, has approved Blue Revolution in India. It's an integrated scheme designed to increase the productivity and profitability from aquaculture and fisheries resources, inclusive of both inland and marine, with a budget of rupees 3,000 crore offered by the government for the next 5 years. These schemes aim to maintain an annual growth rate of 6 to 8% of the agriculture and allied sector. So this is the scheme which is designed to increase the productivity and profitability from aquaculture. Aquaculture means the fisheries sector. This scheme is aimed to develop the aquacultural sector, fisheries resources, inclusive of both inland and marine. Inland means in the river and in the ponds, and in the marine means in the sea. So this is the scheme which is designed specially for aquaculture. Next scheme is government to invest rupees 221 crore to improve milk productivity. Again here government is focusing on milk productivity. India boasts of being the largest producer of milk in the world with an annual output of 130 million tons. However, with a milk producing animal population of more than 118 million, the milk yield per animal is very low. To meet the steadily growing demand for milk, the National Dairy Development Board has announced 42 dairy projects under a budget of 221 crore. These projects shall focus on improving the milk productivity of major milk producing states like Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and likes. So, this scheme is mainly to increase the productivity and production of milk, um, and also to increase the animal population of more than 118 million, because the demand for milk is steadily growing because of the increase in the population. Next scheme is energy efficient irrigation to be implemented. A report says that in India, more than two-thirds of the arable area lacks proper irrigational facilities. Taking note of this, Power Minister Piyush Goyal said that the government is planning on investing rupees 75,000 crore to provide energy efficient irrigation facilities to farmers. Over the next 3 to 4 years, under this scheme, close to 30 million energy saving pump sets would be given to farmers, and this cost would be recovered via saving in the electricity consumed. This would result in about 46 million kilo uh, kilo megawatt of power being saved for creation of 20 lakh jobs. So this is the energy efficient irrigation to be implemented. uh, Around the government is planning on investing rupees 75,000 crore to provide energy efficient irrigation facilities to farmers over the next 3 to 4 years under these schemes, and 30 million energy saving pumps set would be given to the farmers. So friends, that much from my side in this point. Thanks for watching. Write your name in the comment box, and if you have any problem questions, then write to me, call to me, or message to me. uh, See you in the next lecture.